Okay, now we're going to discuss to solve a system, a linear system, by using a new method, the fifth method, which is augmented matrix. So please notice that we are using another matrix, but the matrix itself will be entirely different with the previous one, the second order determinant. So please be careful in using the symbols. Now let's go to the examples. This is the system that we are discussing. The system contains of two linear functions. The first one is 4x minus 5y equals negative 9. The second one is negative 2x plus 3y equals 7. So, how to solve this by using the augmented matrix? We have to know what is the objective. The objective is we convert the matrix into this. Okay, so the matrix will become 1, 0, 0, 1, and this one will be your solution, x, y. So, after we find the value of your x and y, the solution will be x, comma, y. Okay, the first one we translate. So we translate this system into the matrix. How to translate that? So first, draw this bracket, okay, and then use a divisor here, okay, a line, a straight line. So for the first column and the first row belongs to the coefficient of the first x. So we put 4. And then we put negative 5, we put negative 2, we put 3. So this one goes the constants, negative 9 and 7. Okay, that is the first step, translation. Now, let's pick which row that you want to solve first. So this is the first row, this is the second row. So it's up to you. For me, I will do the first one. Okay, so when we want to do the first one, let's see to this part. The objective of the first one, you need to make this becomes 1, this one becomes 0. Always start with the 0 first. Okay, so let's go back to here. So now, augmented matrix, just like the other linear combinations, you need to change the composition of the numbers by using the other function. So you need to change, you need to convert this into 0 by using the second element. So how do you use it? So let me just draw what is the formula that you want to use to make a new matrix. Okay, which this one I don't know what. The second one becomes 0, and then the second one I don't know what. Since we are starting with the first row, so the second row you just copy the same elements from the first one. So this negative 2, this is 3, this is 7. Okay, so the thing is, what is the formula that we need to use to convert negative 5 into 0? So by using the second element, so by using this one. So this is how I figure it out. So I use the formula of the first row, I multiply it by 3. Okay, and then I will add it by the second row, and I will multiply it by 5. Okay, so just follow me here. So therefore, the first row, which is negative 5, it becomes negative 5 here, multiplied by 3, plus, what is the value of the second row of the same column? 3, multiplied by 5. So in the end, I will have negative 15 plus 15 equals 0. So yes, this is a reliable formula. You have figured out the formula. So what's next? It means all the elements from the first row, which is this one and this one, must be converted also by using this formula. Okay, let's start with 4. So 4 will be converted into, the first will be 4, multiplied by 3, plus, what is the second row value of the same column? Negative 2. So it is negative 2 multiplied by 5. Okay, so in the end you will find the value is 12 minus 10 equals 2. So the 4 here is converted into 2 by this function or by this operation. So the last one is negative 9. Since negative 9 is still on the first row, it has to follow this operation. So what it becomes, let me use these rules. negative 9, which belongs to the first row, negative 9, multiply by 3, plus what is the second row of the same column? 7. So this 7 multiplied by 5. So in the end we have negative 27 plus 35. It is equals 8. So we have 8. This is the first step. Now, what is the second step? Let's go back to this one. So the first row I have already had 0. But this is the next one. I need to make this 2 equals 1. But for this part, I don't have to use the second row. So I just need to divide by 2. All of this element, I divide by 2. In the end, I will have, it is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 0. And then 8 divided by 2, 4. Now, the second row, I just copy it. Negative 2, 3, 7. So we are done with the first row. The next one, how about the second row? So let's go back to here. If I want to change the second row, I need to start with the 0 first. So I need to change, let's go here, negative 2 to become 0 by using the first element. So let me just make this arrow, this line, okay, and then let's just copy the first element. Since the first element is not changing, okay, let me just copy it. So now, let's figure out what is the rules, what is the operation to make negative 2 become 0 by using 1. For me, I will, the second row, I will multiply by 1, and then I will add by the first row, multiply by 2. Again, you need to figure out the rules. Why? Let me check. So the negative 2, the second row, negative 2, if I multiply by 1, and then I plus, what is the first value of the first row? 1, multiplied by 2. Negative 2 plus 2 equals 0. Then we have a reliable operation. So we are done with the operation. Next, we need to convert this element from the rest of the second row by using this formula. So let's start with 3. 3, follow these rules. So 3 will be multiplied by 1 plus, what is the first row of 3? 0. 0 multiplied by 2. So it is equals 3. So this becomes 3. And the last one, 7. 7, just follow these rules. 7 multiplied by 1 plus, what is the first row of the same column? 4 multiplied by 2. So it is equals 7 plus 8 equals 15. So I will have 15. We are not done yet, since the last one is we have to convert this into 1. So how to convert this into 1? I need to divide by 3. So in the end, let's go to the second row first. So it is 0 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And the first one, I just copy it. Now this is the final form. I have 1, 0, 0, 1 as my matrix. So the result or the solution of our system will be, this is the x, 4, and this is the y, 5. This is the augmented matrix. Okay, now let's go to the second example. For example, this one. This is the system of linear functions, and we have two linear functions. Okay, I will just translate it into the matrix. So I will take the coefficient of the x for the first column, the coefficient of the y as the second column, and the constant will be the third one, and don't forget about the line for the divisor. Okay, so from the previous example, I'm starting from the first row. So let's now start from the second row. Okay, let's see again the objective. If I want to go to the second row, it means I need to begin with the 0 first. So I have to make the 0 first. So I need to make 5 into 0 by using the first element. So let's figure out what is the rules. So the first rule is the second row, which is 5. I need to multiply by 3, and then I will subtract by the element of the first row and I multiply it by 5. Let's check whether this rule is right. So 5 multiplied by 3 minus, what is the first element? 3 multiplied by 5. So in the end, you know that it is 0. So we have a good one, we have a good rules. So I have the second row, this one, the first column is 0. The first row, just copy it. Just copy it, because we don't change the first row. Now how about this one and this one? So you need to follow these rules. From here one, negative 5. So negative 5 will be multiplied by 3 minus, what is the first row of negative 5? 4. 4 multiplied by 5. So it is negative 15 minus 20. So we have negative 35. And the last one is this one. So it is negative 55 multiplied by 3 minus 23 multiplied by 5. So it is equals negative 165 minus 115. So in the end it equals negative 280. So it is negative 280. Okay, we are done with the first step. So let's go to the second one. Since we are dealing with the second row first, so continue with the second row. So we have to make this one equals 1. How to make this one equals 1? We divided all of these elements by negative 35. So the third one, the third matrix, I still copy the first one. And then 0 divided by negative 35 is 0. This one, of course, obviously will become 1. And this one, it will become, so we'll have 8. So we are finished with the second row. Now let's continue to the first row. Remember, we always begin with which one will make it 0. So this part, this 4, we have to make it into 0. So let me just draw the arrow, and then let me just prepare the matrix. Okay, and I will copy the second row since we don't change anything to the second row, and I will make sure that 4 will become 0. So now let's figure out what is the rules. So I need to make this into 0 by using the second element. So the rules that I will make is, the first one, I will multiply by 1, and then I will subtract by the second one, I will multiply it by 4. Okay, that is my rules, my operation. Let's check. So if I use this one, so it is 4 multiplied by 1 minus 1 multiplied by 4, 0. Good, so this is reliable. So let's now convert the rest of the element of the first row by using the same rules. Let's begin with 3. So what is 3 becomes by using these rules? 3 multiplied by 1 minus, what is the second? It is 0 multiplied by 4. So I will have 3. So what will 23 become? 23, I will just do this, 23 multiplied by 1 minus, the second one is 8 multiplied by 4. So it will be equals 23 minus 32. So it is negative 9. So it is negative 9. Okay, do not be satisfied first, since we still need to convert the last part into 1. Okay, so for this one, again, please remember, we don't have to use the second one. We just need to divide by 3. So in the end, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 0 divided by 3 is 0, negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. And I just copy the rest of the second row. 1, 0, 0, 1. We are finished with the matrix. So the solution set will be negative 3 for your x and 8 for your y.